everyone? I am. I'm tired. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. I'm tired. I was planning on doing art tonight, but needed to clean the house because we might be having some people coming over tomorrow to help us with. I think I already had this one on the watch later list, but I think I just added it again. Okay, cool. But yeah, hey podcast, hey T Ducky, how are y'all? But yeah, I had to kind of change up some plans because we desperately needed to clean our house, and we have possibly our home group coming over tomorrow to be at our house because our normal host group family is sick, and so you're doing good. How are you? I'm doing great. I'm just very, very tired. Having some sparkling water, because why not? Also, looking at some other websites to see, trying to get a feel for sign up to receive. Okay, so yeah, because I'm trying to get ideas for like how to market my shop and kind of how to set things up. I mean, the front end of the shop is looking really well. That's pretty solid. Um, I need to do a little bit of polishing on some of the product descriptions, but I think I have 11 or 12 items that are going to be available at launch. It's 12 items, so it's 5 prints, and then there's 7 pieces of merch. Hey Mariah Carey, how are you? So 12 items at launch. I do need to kind of double check the pricing, compare it to some other shops. That's something I need to add to my list. I've got my little list of what to do before launch. Price comparison. So I'll compare it to some shops. Paisley, how are you? Danielle, good to see you. Do you have a UV coated cube? I do. It's my GAN 14, but I don't have it in here. I think it's still in the diaper bag from when we were traveling to a cubing competition over the weekend. But yes, I do have a UV coated cube, and I highly recommend it. But yeah, I need to double check pricing. I need to make sure that pricing on different items is comparable to other places. Trying to do some research on that. I'm good. How are you? I'm doing great, Mariah. How are you? Watching your live for the first time? Well, welcome in, her 2016. How are you doing? Normally, I make Rubik's Cube art. Example, I have my print right here. This is a print replica of a piece that I made not too long ago. So each spot is a part of the Rubik's Cube, and it's just using Rubik's Cube colors. So this is a 20 by 25 piece. So, and then I have some of my actual pieces here that I can show you as well. We did the seal the other night. So this is a seal that we made. And then my wife made a cardinal. So here is my wife's cardinal made out of 100 Rubik's Cubes. Am I a science teacher? No, I am a Rubik's Cube artist. My day job is a network security engineer, but I would love to do my art full time if I could. I remind you of a teacher you used to have? Nice. Hey Matthias, how are you? Welcome from Brazil. Intermediate Salva, did you actually learn to look? You were using the beginner's method in the last stream. I have not finally learned it. I'm still working on it. I am in the process of learning to look. But to be entirely honest, I have other priorities right now. I am trying to get my online shop for my art going so that I can start like monetizing my art and my content. And so that's kind of where my focus is right now. As much as I want to learn how to speed cubing at this moment is not going to provide any monetary value to me. And that needs to be my focus. So, Matthew Stringer, how are you doing? Amazing picture. Thank you, my friend. Hey, fact, I don't even know how to say your name. Donnie? I'm going to go with your last name, Donnie. Hey, Ray. How are you? Yeah, so the cardinal was one. And then I also have a penguin that we did. So this is my penguin that my wife designs almost all of my 10 by 10 pieces. So this is 10 cubes by 10 cubes, so it's 100 total. She designed this one. She designed all four of them. She did this one, the cardinal, the seal, and then if you saw my short today, that's the polar bear. So there's 5 of these, or 4 of these. And then next week, I think we're doing presidential stuff because it's the inauguration. And so there's a plethora of things to be done. Hey, Tech B, how are you? That's cool. Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm glad you like it. You're new to the channel. Welcome in. Hey, Rip Box, how are you doing? How are you? I'm a big fan. Oh, thank you. It's so cute. Well, I'm glad you like it, Ray. Do you have I do not have one of those cubes. Almost all of my cubes are GAN. I need to venture out and like get a Tornado and a Moyo or Moyu. I don't even know how you say it. But there's like a couple of other cube brands that I want to try. And I just haven't done it. You like my beard? Well, thank you. Appreciate it. Hey, Jonathan, how are you? Cool glasses, thank you. I think they fit my style pretty well. I think they fit my style. I'll take it. Yeah, this is probably not going to be like a super long stream. Just because first off, it's already 10:43 here. I started mega late, so most of my typical viewers are probably all sleeping. Can I sub? Yeah, if you want to sub, go for it, my friend. Would love for you to check out more of my art. I was gonna do a massive lion piece. So this print that I have of this eagle, I am making one the same size that's a lion. So it'll go on my big board. This is just the printed replica. But that one will go on this big board whenever I get to start it, and that's hopefully tomorrow night. Yeah, this is my 20 by 25 board that I put 500 Rubik's cubes on. So we'll use that tomorrow. And then I have plans to make, I have some scrap wood over here that I'm planning to make some smaller pieces with. This is kind of what I have left over from my previous project. So actually, while we're sitting here, I've been meaning to do this in the last couple of days, and I keep forgetting to. I need to see what the length of this is. So it should be 24 across. Okay, it's a little less than 24. It's 23 and 7/8. And then let me look at what it is this direction. 17 and 3/4. And hopefully this side is pretty close to 17 and 3/4. Okay. So we're looking at, hold on, let me write it down. 23 inches, and I said 7/8, right? And then I said 17 by 3/4. Okay, so if that's being done, then here's some of my cubes that I'm going to use for my new board. Let me see how much. Okay, so they're each 2 1/8. Well, and then you start adding in. Hold on. I think this measuring tape is a little bit short. Okay, let me try it from right here. So it's, we'll just say 1 1/4. 1 1/4 is what we're looking at. No, 2 1/4. Okay, so if we do some pretty basic math, I determined that this was 23 by 7/8 and 17 and 3/4. Each cube I said was 2 1/4. Right? I think that's what I just said. Hey Frost. Oh my goodness, I'm losing my chat. My bad, guys. Pokey Poke, how are you? Ed, we're doing some math. I can't solve a cube. Snorlax is your favorite Pokemon? Nice. Keep up the good work. Sounds good, Tech B. Have a good night. Sarah, welcome in. Have a nice day, you too. Hey Truth, what's up? The Truth, I'm doing great. How are you? Ripbox by Blitz, how are you? The big fan of your channel. Well, thank you. I appreciate the love. Hey Frost. Jonathan, do you have a computer thing while you press on the thing? Huh? I'm not sure what you're saying, Jonathan. What is he doing? We're doing some math. I'm working on possibly making another board. Was it 2 1/8? See, I'm losing track of. I originally said 2 1/8, but to be safe, I'm gonna give it 2 1/4 because I think I'm missing about half it. Like I'm missing about 1/8 of an inch off the end of this measuring tape. Yeah, I think I'm missing some stuff on this tape. So 2 1/4. So 2 1/4 goes up to 4 1/2, which then goes up to 9, right? That would go to 9, which then would go up to 18, which would be too much. So we have, this is 2, This is 4. So I think the most we could do this way is 7. I think the most we can do this direction is 7. And then if we're dealing with 23rd, if I say 10, 10 times 2 is 20. Plus 10, 22, and 1/2. Yeah. So the most we could do this way would be 10. So we probably want to do a 10 by 6, would be my guess. Hey Joe, sorry that I didn't make any sense. Oh, you're good. No, I'm measuring this wood that I have left over to see what dimensions I need to make it. So if we do 10 cubes at 2 1/4, so we know that 4 1/2 is 2 cubes. 9 is 4 cubes. So 9, 13 1/2. And then, well, hold on. That's for 10, right? No. 2, 1, 2, 4. No, this is for 6. Okay, so that's this way. And then for 10, 2 1/4. I already did that math. It came out to 22 1/2, right? There's 1, 2, plus the 8, plus the 20. Yeah. 22 1/2 would be the math. What is the problem summary? How big of a board I can make for these full-size cubes. So I've got 60 of these full-size cubes. Hi, love. Say hi to the stream. What are you listening to?
D&D.
Ah, okay. Keith, you're gonna confuse me. Keith, where did your moderator role go? You're not a moderator anymore. My name's Kyle. Sorry, Sarah, I was distracted. Man, if you're a cuber, 1 millimeter is a lot. That's 25. Okay, so random caster, Android or iPhone. I will always say iPhone, Frost. Hi, Dragon Lady. Bye, Dragon Lady. Yeah, the 1 cube is 2 1/4 inches. And so a 10 by 6 would be 22 1/2 by 13 1/2. Hey, Maya. Frost, I was talking to Keith. He's one of my moderators. But for whatever reason, it didn't keep him as a moderator? I don't know what it's doing. I can't do 10 by 8 because I don't have enough wood. And I also don't have 80 cubes. I only have 60. And I think 10 by 6 was kind of what I was thinking for flags anyways. Because what is flag ratio? Hold on. What is the best ratio for flags? 3 to 5. 3 to 5. So, which, I mean, that's 10 by 6, right? Because 10 would be 5 and 6 would be 3. So that's the perfect ratio for flags. It works. The math adds up. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to do a 10. We're going to do a 10 by 6. And that'll be 60 cubes. And that'll be big enough to fit on my desk. Yeah, it's 10 by 6 should be fine. I think that's what I'm going to do. Okay, cool. So that answers those questions. So I'm just going to get with my buddy, hopefully sometime later this week, and see if I can't get him to help me cut the last bit of this piece of wood down to what I need it. And then I'll have to cut. Uh-oh. I'm knocking stuff over, guys. I'm knocking all my stuff over. Okay, hold on. Let me see how long these guys are. Because these, I think, will work. Yeah, these will work this way. Cool. So I can reuse these pieces, trim them to size, and then paint them accordingly. Okay, so we'll cut these guys to size, and then I think I have 2 more of those, which those are 3 feet, 4 feet. I don't even know, but good thing is I still have plenty of wood to do this part. Okay, so math is done. Okay, Blackhawk, how are you? Yes, I am Queso's cousin. 100%. Immediate solver, you're heading out? Or somebody else? 22 and a half by 13 and a half. Yeah, that's what I calculated. That would. What does moderator do? They basically just help with comments. Oh, it's because my account was made mod, not this one. Oh, you have 2 accounts, Keith? That would do it. Well, now both of your accounts are mods, so regardless of which one you're on, you'll be able to moderate. How am I doing the border? Oh, how am I attaching it? I have nails. I have 1-inch nails that I'm drilling through the backboard and then into the dowel rods. So, and then I just do them like every 3 to 4 inches, give or take. So just to make sure that it's secure. Hey Penguin, how are you? So yeah, so that math adds up. My website, guys, is looking amazing. It's looking top notch. So yeah. Okay, but do you have the space for the border, including the 10 by 6 cubes? No, I haven't done that math, but I know that it'll fit. I just need to add an inch. I need to add 2 inches to each total. So really, it's 15 and a half. And I would have done that math before. 24. Well, it's supposed to be 24 and a half, but this board's not 24 and a half inches long. That's a problem. That's a problem. Because this board is only 24 inches. So I'm going to come out half an inch short. That's gonna suck. Well, but that would only put it over 1/4 of an inch on each side. I think that's fine. Do I have a board stretcher? I do not, Brian Davis. I do not. Give it a 5-star for shop. Super cute. Oh, Jonathan, did you see my post? Hi, Jessica. How are you? Link in chat. Link in chat for what? Are you talking about for the store? It's not ready yet, guys. I'm working on it behind the scenes. I don't want to reveal it until it's ready to launch. Guess what game I'm playing? What game are you playing, Penguin? What game are you playing? Minecraft. That's a good guess. No, I'm gonna go with Diablo 4. If you really gave an 1/8 for each cube, the 10 cubes is on. Yeah, I mean honestly, that 1/2 of an inch is not gonna matter in the long run. D4 has the new season started? I haven't even looked at it at all. I've been so busy with Rubik art. I haven't gamed in a solid 3 weeks. I just don't have the time. I'm too busy getting my shop up, making content for YouTube, really stressing about what the heck's gonna happen to TikTok. That's a whole other dang conversation. You guessed correctly, and I don't know about a new season. I'll have to look. I do remember you, Autistic Joseph. Welcome back. Hey, Raw. Am I a villain? Sure. You're doing the expansion queue. You still haven't done all of the expansion. That makes sense. Yeah, I didn't even finish the rest of season 6. I got so it messed me up too much. It messed me up and I wasn't happy. So I ditched gaming and started making whatever it is I make now. Art, I guess. But yeah, I'm trying to get all of the back end of my website done. So all the front end looks pretty good. I've got the branding pretty much on point. I came up with a color scheme. I'm going to try to play and see if I need to make any adjustments on the colors on the site. But the font, I picked a font today. And then I've already got all of the products in the store. I just need to go through and double check all of the product descriptions and do all of the SEO back end. You took a break from Game City. Yeah, I have to. I'm too busy. You're 14. Nice, Joseph. You're not able to stay long. That's all good. But yeah, I've got most of the branding in the front end polished up. I've got all of my contact forms and my shipping and return policies written out. I have a how to learn to solve a Rubik's Cube page. I need to work on a how to do Rubik art page, but I'll do that at a later date. Joe, do you mind doing me a favor? I would love you if you would do me a favor, Joe. Can stay up to 1 p.m. Nice. But Joe, I am trying to collect reviews on my art or just me as a person, just from your experience hanging out with me on stream. I made a post, I think yesterday, where I was asking for reviews. If you would so kindly as go write me a review on that post, Joe, that would be very helpful for my website, because I want to have a couple of reviews on there. And since I don't have any product reviews yet, I figured I would start with character, my character, my art, what you guys think of the art that I've posted on my YouTube and kind of leverage that until I can get product reviews. Yeah, Keith, you need to go do that. I'm just kidding. I mean, we have some time, but I would like to knock reviews off of my list because I have an entire checklist of like all the stuff I still need to do. I've got to set up the email connection, my MX records with my domain so that I can use email with my domain instead of using Gmail, so that I can use email marketing, because email marketing won't let you do it with a Gmail account. And then if I get a couple of more reviews, I think I'll be happy with that. You're going to run it through Copilot. Sounds good, Keith. And then I need to just review all of my policies again. I wrote I had ChatGPT help me write my shipping and return policies. My privacy policy was already provided by Shopify, but I need to read through that, double check all of that. I removed the shirt and the hoodie from the shop today because I personally don't want to deal with returns on clothing. That just sounds like a problem waiting to happen. You know how I do all that? Very carefully, Joseph. Bye, Frost. Have a good night. Hey, Vincent. How are you? Hey, Aria. I hope you know you're loved. I hope you're joking because I don't know how to write a review. It's basically just saying like what you like or dislike about somebody. And it's really all it is. Oh, Joseph, I was talking to Joe. It's another guy in here. Joe Brockelman. Brockelman Jr. He was the one that I was asking for a review. So, as he comes in my stream quite a bit. So don't worry about it, Joseph. Hey, Raw. Sponsor box the hoodies. Huh? Oh, make it something that I give away and like sponsors. If I change my mind on clothing at some point, then I'll add them in. But I didn't want to deal with it at launch because I still have a lot that I'm gonna have to figure out. Like, I've never run an e-commerce store, so I've got a lot to figure out without having to worry about returns on clothing. Which all of my orders are made to order. So unless there's like damage to the product, like I'm not really gonna allow returns. At least not at first. Because I'm not gonna have the money to leverage, not leverage, but what's the word I'm looking for? Front returns. That's what I'm saying. Hey, Sienna, how are you? Don't you already have a sponsorship? What do you mean, Penguin? I do not have a sponsorship. I'm going to get membership set up whenever I get monetized on YouTube. Sorry, I got confused because people call me Joe short for Joseph. I got you. That makes sense. I should have specified. That's my fault. I thought you were talking about me. I got you, Joseph. I think the other Joe left, though. So I don't think he sticked around. But I'll have to see if I can catch him like in one of my comments. See if I can't get him to go help me out. Hey, Raven, how are you? Oh, I was doing Freshen Up when I was doing my gaming content. But Freshen Up doesn't really fit and it wasn't really a sponsorship as much as it was like affiliate marketing. Like if I made sales, then I could get a percentage of that back. but that doesn't fit my business model now. And I don't like my channel is not quite big enough for brand sponsorships yet, but we'll get there. I think when we start getting close to like 20,000 subscribers, then that's when brands might start taking notice. Doing good. How are you? I'm doing great, Raven. Thanks for asking. What place did Finn get sponsored by? I want to work with Twist Pixel. Or I'm gonna try their products, but Twist Pixel looks like one that would be good for sponsorship. And then if I could secure either Speed Cube Shop or the Cubicle, preferably Speed Cube Shop, but I would take the Cubicle. That would be awesome as well. I'm not sure how to leave a review. I'm a fossil. Okay, Joe, do you know how to find my post on my channel, right? Hopefully you can find my post. Like you go out to my actual channel, and on the top there should be a tab for post. You click on that and go back like 2 or 3 posts to yesterday, and I had posted asking for reviews. And you can post on there what you want. See, Immediate Solver, I'm inclined to agree with you if you're a speed cuber. I think Cubicle is the better option for speed cubers. But Speed Cube Shop, I think, is probably better for Rubik artists. So I personally would like to work with Speed Cube Shop because I was able to buy my Rubik's cubes in bulk. So I bought 60 of these cubes that they're decent quality speed cubes. They don't have a logo on the white side. So these are perfect for mosaics. And I got these. Now, granted, Cubicle doesn't sell in bulk. That's my one concern. They both sell cubes, and cube stuff. And honestly, if I was to partnership with Cubicle, I probably could get them to like sell me cubes in bulk. But at least with Speed Cube Shop, I can do it natively, and I wouldn't have to go through them directly. You'll try. Okay, Joe. If you can't figure it out, just leave a comment on any of my videos, and just say, like, at the beginning of it, just say this is my review, and that's fine too. I'll see it. You hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you, Raven. Beardo. See you later, Raven. I'll try. Okay. Hey, sorry, I'm going to have to go to bed right now. I'll see you all next live. Sounds good, podcast. See you later. Joseph, my mom brought my second cube there, and I still can't solve a cube. Oh, Finn thinks he didn't explain his tutorial well. I got you. Hey, Weekly Wonders. I look like your football coach? Well, thank you. Canyons Cube. I haven't even heard of that one. All right. I got it. I'll work on it. I got you, Val. Thank you, Joe. I would greatly appreciate that. Because I've already collected 2 reviews. Keith is working on a 3rd. And then if you can do another one, that'll be 4. Oh, I thought my wife is yelling at the dog. But anyways, we have 60 of these cubes. I'm going to look up the Cubicle and see. So what are they? Are they just a shop? Hold on. Oh, they are just a shop. Okay. And this looks like it's, where is this based out of? FTO, oh, FTO for WCA. Yeah, because everybody wants F2O to be in the WCA. That makes sense. Gift cards, about. Let's do the about section. Isn't TikTok getting banned? Probably, ABQ. I'm more focused on Instagram right now. But I'll keep posting on TikTok until it's actually banned. Do I have a 1x1? I do. I have two 1x1s. I have a 1x1 as a keychain. This is my keychain 1x1. And then my bigger 1x1 is right here. This guy. So yes, I do have a 1x1. You didn't know about it until you found Finn's channel? Yeah, they're probably a small distributor. What's up? Oh, I thought my wife knocked. He's your favorite YouTuber. What is his channel name again, Joseph? The Cubicles Go. I'm gonna look up the Cubicle. Because I know Speed Cube Shop is based out of Las Vegas. Okay, so Canyon is the name of the guy that's selling the cubes. Okay. So he's selling. Looks like maybe he's drop shipping. I'm gonna assume he's drop shipping cubes. Let me see. We currently ship in the United States. Contact us here to place an order outside the States. We'll probably use USPS for shipping. Free shipping. Free shipping on orders of $60 or more. Shipping rates are calculated at checkout, obviously. Okay. Order tracking. Delivery times vary based on shipping method. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna say they're drop shipping, which is fine. So I'm gonna write this site down. Is it maybe a site that I work with? I can't cube like autistic cubing content. That's awesome, Joseph. Mr. Efin. You found Finn in the sponsor section? Nice. King Mason. Okay. Hi, King Mason. How are you doing tonight? Hey, Bashir. Welcome in. Before we go, yes. Yeah, we're all kind of waiting for the all of that. Huh. Well, they're definitely running Shopify, which is cool. Stickers. I want to see what other stickers they have. Oh, they have cute little cube stickers. Huh. FTO for WCA. That's kind of cool, though. They have these little. That's a really smart idea. If I do say so myself. Okay, so they've got a lot of these cube stickers. I'll get you that review tomorrow, bro. Sounds good. I'm already tucked in tonight and don't want to do anything else. No, you're good, Keith. No worries. Keith, the shop's not launching for at least another 2 weeks, if not longer. I am in no rush. Whenever you get it to me, you get it to me. That's great. Well, honestly, with as big as he is, he may not be drop shipping. He may actually be running a warehouse. Which is, if he is, that's pretty darn impressive. Sponsorships. Let's see. This is not the same guy, right? 926. 503. 1.5 and 2.14. So I'm already bigger than all four of their sponsors. Hey Alex, how are you doing? Okay. Well, I like the way he's got his shop set up, though. Pretty impressive. For okay, so let me like make a folder. Cube-related websites. That's what I'm doing. You got a problem with it? Talk to your governor. Cubicle. Okay. Alex, how are you? Hey, Jose, how are you doing tonight? If you keep putting on, I won't let you forget Keith. I promise. Ignore haters. I always do, Ellen. Don't worry about it. I'm always ignoring haters. Premium Pro builds. Zell Smart Timer. Cubicle. Vin Devil. You know what would be cool? If I could find a way to drop ship cubes for cube art. I need to look into that. Sorry, I need to leave to go to school. Okay, Alan, have a good day. Order history. Help and support docs. Customs, domestic, general. Okay, let me look at what is their policy on about us. Okay, so they operate in New York. Pride ourselves on innovative technologies. Okay. Uh-oh, what happened? Ah, cool. Yeah, I appreciate it, Keith. Good job. What are we discussing here? Adrian, I'm working on getting my shop online for my cube art. And I'm just kind of envisioning like some other things that we can do like outside of. So I'm gonna do some drop ship cubes for art. I wonder if I could integrate that into my website somehow. There's got to be a way to figure that out. Wholesale director, okay. I ain't a hater. I'm stating the truth. Whatever, Alex. You should drop ship for cube art since your site is going to be cube art related. That would give aspiring cube artists a place to go, like a one-stop shop. Well, that's what I'm thinking, Keith, is if I could find either like drop shipping cubes that I've specifically vetted as cubes for Rubik art would be the best way to do it. But if, say, I can't figure out a way to do drop shipping with cubes, I could probably partner with the Cubicle or the Speed Shop or something to where I could get wholesale pricing, and then at that point I would have to hold inventory, and I don't really want to do that. They can come and see what cube art is capable of, learn how to make it, and order the supplies to make it with. Right. Well, that's my thing, Keith. I'm gonna get the prints going. We're gonna get the shop launch. We're gonna get the prints going. I'm gonna get a couple of drops for a couple of different prints. I want to try to get like 24 prints on the site, and just really get the site going. And then, as I'm doing that, really getting into e-commerce. That's my goal. Is e-commerce, getting into email marketing. How do I convert people that have left the shop? How do I do all of the like back end email marketing campaigns? That's going to be basically the next 3 months. And by that point, by 3 or 4 months, I should have 20 to 25 pieces that I'm selling in my shop. And then at that point, I could start looking at that point, we should be closer to 20 or 30,000 subscribers, at which point I could start drop shipping cubes for art. But it would be good to start the process now of securing vendors for that. And start having those conversations of, hey guys, this is what I'm trying to do, but I need to find somebody that can do drop shipping, basically. Well, I say, Keith, I would need them, and that's why I would need to do drop shipping. At least right now, drop shipping is the only way to do it. Now, say Kyle Cubes really starts to grow, and I could do what's the word I'm looking for? Drop shipping really starts, like, if it gets to a point where Kyle Cubes is big, then at some point I may have a warehouse with a couple of employees. But that's way down the road. Hi, Chance. How are you? I think I was able to leave a review. Well, Joe, thank you for leaving a review. I will go. Actually, I'll go check right now. How's it going? I'm doing good. How are you doing? Um, what am I looking for? Um, Google. Google. No. Studio. I had to think about that for a second. I was like, what am I trying to accomplish here? Okay, so studio. Let's go here. Community. Okay, yes, Joe, I got it. I got it. I will add that to my review list. So awesome. That works. Thank you for the sub, Chance. I appreciate it. Okay. So I'll grab your review. Looks like for the cubicle, I may need to reach out to Jules. Freddie. Okay, so they've got some managers. Okay, so let me look up this channel. This is a channel of somebody from the cubicle. Awesome. Yeah, thank you, Joe. I appreciate that so much, bud. I'm gonna add this to watch later. And then cool. Start doing this. Okay, so this is nice. Okay. Sorry, I'm looking at other sites. Okay, so looks like I need to talk to. Okay, so we're finding information here. Okay. Spend $60 or more learning. Huh. Okay. About us, blah, blah, blah. Wholesale. So that's what I want to look at. You're good, bro. We're chilling. We are chilling. Dav, you got something in your teeth? I probably do. Yeah. Shocker there. Yeah, it's Penguin probably went to bed. You are my favorite YouTuber, and you made my day by saying my name. You're welcome, Chance. Hey, Adler. How are you doing today? I hope you know you're loved. Okay, so Okay. So I'm going to start those conversations. Educational and club discounts. The Cubicle offers discounts for educational purposes as well as for clubs, groups, and associations. We frequently work with school clubs, national associations, and other general groups of cubers to bring greater discounts and puzzle availability. To check if you qualify for these discounts or to oh, Penguin is still here. Nice. That's awesome. Wasn't the deal that someone could buy TikTok or it would be banned? Yeah, that's exactly Keith. Well, Keith, TikTok is still holding out that the Supreme Court is going to rule in their favor. So Friday, they started hearing arguments from TikTok's lawyers as well as the government's lawyers on whether or not the TikTok ban is actually constitutional. And so the hope is that one of two things will happen this week. Either the Supreme Court will rule in favor of TikTok and say that the ban is unconstitutional, at which point the ban cannot happen because the law has been deemed unconstitutional by the Supreme Court. The second option is that the Supreme Court can say, hey, we haven't made a decision yet, so therefore we're going to put a temporary pause on the TikTok ban until such time we can make a decision. And then the third option is the worst of the three, and that is the Supreme Court saying that they're in agreement with the U.S. government that the TikTok ban is not an infringement of the First Amendment and continue to allow the ban to take place. Can you make something with cubes? Not right now, Chance. I'm super tired. So that's basically, ByteDance is the company that, ByteDance is the company that currently owns it, Penguin. So has no one shown interest? So TikTok hasn't even tried to sell the app because they're hoping that the U.S. government or that the Supreme Court will rule in their favor and the ban cannot take place. If the ban is put into place, there is something in the law where if TikTok says that they are actively looking for somebody to buy the app, then the date of the ban, I think, gets pushed out by 6 months or something like that. They give TikTok another 6 months to find a buyer if they're actively going that route. But they've said so far that they don't want to do that because they hope that the Supreme Court will see their side. So ByteDance is the Chinese parent company that owns TikTok. So TikTok is actually operated in the US, but the parent company is ByteDance. And that is the company that the US government, quote unquote, has a problem with. Trust me, I've read lots of articles about it because it obviously directly affects my future business. I had a lot of success on TikTok with my gaming channel. I'm not quite having that level of success yet with my current TikTok channel, but only time will tell. So my hope is that it doesn't get banned. I'm still waiting for the TikTok algorithm to decide that it likes me, but we'll get there. I feel like SCOTUS would say that Americans can choose to utilize TikTok at their own risk and let it go. That's how I think it should go, Keith. 100%. I think this, but it's more complicated than that because the U.S. government is making the argument that ByteDance, being a Chinese company, could be influenced by the Chinese government to manipulate the algorithm to show Americans content that is not, quote unquote, in their best interest. Basically, the Chinese government has the potential to control the American people by being able to control what they see on TikTok. Because we're talking about 170 million Americans that use TikTok. There's only 330 million people that live in the United States. So you're talking about 50% of the US population uses TikTok. That's a very large number. No, it doesn't. You're going to blow up on YouTube like no one has ever seen before, and you won't even remember TikTok exists. Possibly, Keith, but I also want to keep my options open because I'm also trying to grow Instagram. Because Instagram, like, if I want to go the route of like getting in art galleries and like selling one of one like original Rubik arts for like $2,500, $3,000 a pop, then I would need to get into art galleries and get in front of people that have the kind of money and the willingness to buy that art. And the best way to do that is to get into art galleries. And Instagram is where I'm going to find those people. Because a lot of the people that have the money to buy art are older, closer to retirement people. And most of those people are on Facebook and Instagram. You're underrated. You're very talented with cubes. You should keep going and following your dreams and passions in gaming. Thank you, Chance. I appreciate that. Well, and I've got a lot of ideas, and the problem is I've got to implement them one at a time. My goal right now, get monetized on YouTube, get Kyle Cubes, the shop, up and running, fully functional, with the back end running. Once those two things are done, then I'm going to start populating the site with more prints. That's 3. And then 4 is taking a course or a class or learning about email marketing, how to drive more business to kylecubes.com. And then once I get to that point and I have, a couple of dozen prints on my site and we're seeing like good traffic and I'm actually monetizing it, at that point would be when I would reach out to the Cubicle or Speed Cube shop about wholesale or drop shipping if it's an option. So yeah, well, I don't either, Joe. Honestly, I just don't care to use a bunch of different apps for what YouTube can do. I don't feel like I'm missing anything. And Keith, that's completely fine. The thing is, for me as a content creator, Keith, just like you say that you only use YouTube for social media, there's people that say they only use TikTok or they only use Instagram. So I can't block myself in and only use one app because then I'm losing the potential of finding other people on these other applications that want to follow my art. You've got to keep your options open. It's the whole idea of don't keep all of your eggs in one basket. Because there's a lot of content creators out there that for the last 4 or 5 years, the only platform they've made content on is TikTok. And TikTok is about to be banned. So what are these content creators going to do? They put all of their eggs in one basket, and that basket's about to be forcefully taken away from them. I don't think that would ever happen to Instagram or YouTube on the scale that it's happening to TikTok. But I have to make sure that I diversify. It's the same reason why, yes, kylecubes.com is going to hopefully be my main breadwinner as far as income. But I'm not going to just focus on that. I'm going to look at opportunities to sell custom prints of art, doing custom orders of one-of-one Rubik pieces that I put in art galleries. I'm going to look into drop shipping cube art supplies. I'm going to look into ad revenue and memberships through YouTube. That's going to be my next main one. Memberships and super chats and all of that. monetizing these live streams. So I as a business owner, it would be unwise of me to limit myself in that manner. As a consumer, YouTube is more than enough for me. Exactly. So if you leave to YouTube, we're breaking up. And that's fine, Keith. I have no plans on breaking up with YouTube. Currently, YouTube is doing for me what I need YouTube to do. At the very least, if, say, my TikTok starts to take off, then I will stream to both YouTube and TikTok simultaneously. And then if Instagram takes off, I'll also look into streaming to Instagram simultaneously. The problem that we talked about recently, Keith, was the fact that you have to use these mobile apps to get viewers. If you don't use the mobile apps, then you're basically shooting yourself in the foot. So you don't use TikTok, you're a fossil, and that's fine, Joe. They're just like Keith. Keith doesn't use TikTok either. But there's people that use TikTok that don't use YouTube. Or there's people that use Instagram and don't use YouTube or TikTok. I mean, it's just the nature of the beast. So Cubicle, it looks like there might be options there to work with them on possibly doing wholesale. Let me see. Order, editing, contact us, help center, wishlist rewards, showroom, wallpapers and logos, refund policy, get faster parents, blogs. Because I'm probably going to be making a trip to Las Vegas at some point, maybe, to see Speed Cube Shop and see if I can have some conversations with them, because they don't currently have any options on their website for wholesale. It doesn't look like wholesale is an option on their site. But they have a Discord. Let me see what Cubicle has. Let me go back to their site. Make sure I'm not missing anything. Because if I could get a partnership with both the Cubicle and Speed Shop, then I'm in pretty good shape. Huh. Okay. So yeah, Cubicle is Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. How many followers? They have 300,000 on YouTube. And then let's see here. Trusted by 1.1 million cubers worldwide. Okay, so yeah, the Cubicle looks like the better option right now. Let me Google drop ship Rubik's Cubes. Okay, let's see what this comes up with. Later, Joe. Have a good night, Joe. Probably not as an option on the website, but that doesn't mean they wouldn't be willing to work with you on wholesale. Yeah, and I can reach out to him, Keith. I've already started some conversations with the Speed Cube Shop about like affiliate. I asked them about affiliate marketing, and they don't have an affiliate marketing program. And they wanted me to get at least over 2,000 subscribers before they would consider working with me. But that was if I was going to go the cube review process. I don't want to go the cube review route. I want to go the drop ship cube specifically for Rubik art. And I would love to do that without having to hold my own inventory. One-stop shop for wholesale Rubik's Cubes and more. Okay, so let's look at this. Wholesale Rubik's for your store. Okay. I'm gonna guess that this company unlock wholesale pricing, purchased from over 100,000 unique brands. Again, this would be wholesale. So let me see where this company is based. I want to just not have to deal with that. Can we make that go away? There we go. About they have affiliates. Okay, so they do more than just Rubik stuff. They have. Hold on. So they have an affiliates program. Hello. Cube reviews, and again, I could do cube review videos. It would just be more time. I honestly, cube reviews is something that I may look into a little bit more seriously at whatever point I may be able to do this full time, and I have more time to put into that. But I'm also not as interested in the speed cubing side of things and actually reviewing cubes. I want to focus on the art. Like that's kind of like I've got to keep my focus on that. My views spike, dude. Win chance. Okay, hold on. About us, newsroom, blog. Do. Okay, so this is like a. Okay, so they've got offices all over the world. So they are a global operation. Sell. Okay, so you can sell on their site. But I don't think. Let me see. Let me see what they have. They do have some Rubik's Cube stuff in here. Rubik. They've got a pretty good little size. Let's see here. Okay. See, I would want to work with a channel. I would want to work with someone that pretty much specializes in cubes. Cube reviews, could be another source of traffic, especially coming from a cube. True. Yeah, keep while I want to keep my options open, I've got to pick like 2 or 3 to focus on at a time. And cube reviews is kind of lower on the list. I got it to 11. Yeah, I've been floating like between like 10 and 20 most of the night. Yeah, this is because we're hanging out. I usually have more viewers than this, but just because we're not like I'm working, and so Cube Z new arrivals. Oh, okay. So they have a section on drop shipping. Hold up. Drop shipping is a retail method in which you don't keep products in stock. Exactly. You partner with a wholesale supplier that stocks its own inventory. You transfer customer orders and shipment details to them, and they ship the goods directly to the customer. The biggest benefit of drop shipping is you don't have to worry about fulfillment or inventory issues. So, it is possible to talk to the Cubicle and or Speed Cube Shop, but probably more likely the Cubicle, about drop shipping. Chance, I'm probably going to be streaming tomorrow night. I gotta get the lion made. I've got four pieces that I need to make between now and the end of the month, and they're not small pieces, so I definitely need to prioritize those. Also, most customers don't know you're drop shipping, since private label shipping lets you ship from the wholesaler with a return address and invoice customized to your e-commerce store. QZ is proud to offer free dropshipping services for people looking to sell magic cubes and other puzzles from their current website and have those items drop shipped directly to their customers. In fact, we believe Cubes is simply the best program on the market to dropship puzzle supplies. Okay, so we're looking at the cubicle, and we're looking at CubeZ. Okay, so you can buy our goods at VIP price, which is the lowest price for wholesalers. You get a better customer service whenever you have a questions. Your sales representative will help you at the first time. You get a faster shipping. Tell your sales representative what you are selling, and we buy more stock for you in order to ship your order in 24 hours. Who can join our program? Anyone who buy very frequently can join our program. In order to enjoy the better service and price, you must be our member and bought from us already. Okay, so that's the first flag. I've got to buy from them, which is fine. I would want to vet their product before I sell it anyways. Okay. And see, I've gotta have some traffic to my site before these people will consider working with me. Keith is ready to see the line. I'm excited about it. Hey, Julio. Okay, Penguin, have a good night. Choose the items which you want to order for your customers. Provide your customer's shipping address. After we confirm the completed payment for your dropship order, we will ship the items fast. When you order, it will help us if you put drop shipping to customer in the shipping comments. We always check carefully for fraud prevention. Okay, so where are they based? That's what I need to find out. I need to figure out where this company is based. Yeah, this is not an American-based company, and that's gonna be the tricky part about us. Let's do some research. Goodbye, Penguin! So they don't have an address on their website. So that makes me nervous. Who was not American based? I think it's CubeZ. I think they're somewhere in Asia. They don't have an address on their site, but I was definitely getting, because I call it a magic cube, and that's not a phrase. What countries call a Rubik's cube a magic cube? Hungary. Yeah, Hungary is the country that calls the Rubik's cube the magic cube. Interesting. No, the guy that created it was Hungarian. I like the way your brain works. I would not. I'm autistic. I think of the smallest little details. I see things that most people don't see. And I've looked at enough websites and things like you can almost tell when you're looking at a website what country it's based out of. Almost all of the Chinese country, all the Chinese or Asian countries that try to like sell to the U.S., all of their websites, the font is really small. Like the font size is like half the size of what it would be on like an American site. And so that was like my first note with CubeZ's site, was it was very, very small print as far as the like wording, like all of the thing, like it's, you gotta really look. I like it. Can you give me just a little bit of autism? Just a little bit. I'm not greedy. What kind of autism do you want? Like you wanted me to like explain my thought process? Free worldwide shipping. Well, at least they do free worldwide shipping. Hi, Nifty. The kind that makes your brain work like that. Okay. Yeah, I'll give you. Oh, you're saying you want my autism so that you can think about things like that. I see what you're saying. I thought you were like asking me to explain how my brain works, but you're saying that you would take some of my autism so that you could see some of the things that I see. That makes more sense. Okay. Okay. Where's CubeZ based? Based on preliminary available information, CubeZ appears to be a gaming streamer. Nope, that's not. Where is CubeZ, the company, based? Okay. No one answered that question. Okay. Yeah, Hong Kong. Okay, so they ship from Hong Kong. Okay, interesting. You like my videos? Thank you, Nifty. I appreciate it. US, Canada. Okay, hold on. Yeah, they're definitely based in China. I guess that based off of the wording and the way that their website looked. Okay, let's look at this one. Master Cube Store. About us. Let's see what you got. Okay, we've got smaller font again, so probably Asia would be my guess. Oh no, Europe #1 reseller for speed cubes. Okay. Info. Okay, so this is that. Master Cube Store started selling IQ toys at cheap prices to all of Europe in 2017. So Master Cube Store is Europe based. So they're basically the Europe version of Speed Cube Shop in the Cubicle. You something like? Thank you, Blaze. I appreciate it. I don't find that to be surprising. We import almost everything. That's what I'm saying. Like, we import almost everything. Well, it's like I would have a problem like ordering from these places, but I know that the shipping times. Okay, so this company is based in Denmark. They actually have an address on their website, and they're in Denmark. Okay, they're using Trustpilot for reviews. They're based in Denmark, so this could be. Do they have drop shipping? That's the question. New products. Speed Cube, sales, solution delivery, about us. Let's see what your contact us form looks like. I am shopping from the United States. Okay. Subject, cancellation, complaint, questions about an order. Okay, so this is all for the customer side. It doesn't look, they've got a +45 number, which I assume is Denmark. I guess that's another way I could figure out CubeZ. Let's see if they have a phone number, because I might be able to use the area code to determine where they live, where they're based. Let's see. Problem is they don't even have like a contact us section, and that's they do. It's right here. Contact us. Okay, let's see what I can find. Hey, Pray Cubing community, how are you doing today? Their website's definitely based in China because the loading times are slower. I did check this already. They don't even have a phone number on their site, and that's the kind of problem I have. Is if you're not going to give me either a website or a phone number, like how am I going to get in touch with you? Like, yeah, I can email you, but I mean, you could just ignore my email, and using an email doesn't tell me jack squat. Okay. Anyways, leave that alone. Master Cube Store. So, I'm going to say probably CubeZ is out. Master Cube store is Denmark. Cubicle is New York. And then Speed Cube Shop was Vegas. Okay. And honestly, if I could work wholesale and drop shipping with both Speed Cube Shop and the Cubicle, that would be ideal. Yeah, the Cubicle is based out of New York. The Cubicle and the Speed Cube Shop are the two prominent cubing shops in the US. And they're the two that I would most likely want to work with because majority of my business, I imagine, is going to come from the United States. Obviously, I won't know that until I start selling and I have the analytics to back that up. But they're definitely my top targets. But if I start trying to target a European market, then maybe having Master Cube store based out of Denmark would be better for my clients that are in the European market. And then at that point, the only other place that I would really want to try to find something would be Australia. If I could find another cube supplier out of Australia, then that could take care of all of Oceania and like most of Asia. I don't know how I feel about getting directly from China because quality is not always there. But what about their production? What do you mean, what about their production? Are you talking about like how they produce their cubes? Granted, all the cubes come from China regardless. Because it doesn't really matter. Because almost all of the cube brands are Asia owned. Cubicle's products. So Cubicle doesn't produce products. They sell other companies' products. So there is probably 2 or 3 dozen different prominent cubing not sellers, but they produce, what are they called? Manufacturers. So almost all of the cubes in the world are not produced in the US. Now, the Cubicle I know does this, and I'm pretty sure Speed Cube Shop does it on some degree as well. But they do sell custom cubes. So you can get like your logo put on a cube. And you could sell it as your cube. I know that Soup Timmy does that. And I'm pretty sure he does that through Cubicle. No, he does that through Speed Cube Shop. Because I know that's who he partners with, because I've had this conversation. He's probably the largest cube streamer that I personally know of that works with Speed Cube Shop and not Cubicle. Most of the other guys work with Cubicle. Let me find, hold on. Store. Yeah, because he has a Soup Timmy cube display, which is actually really cute if you ask me. It's literally a display for cubes. Huh. That's awesome. It's literally a stand for your cube. That's dope as hell. But yeah, Soup Timmy's products are sold through Speed Cube Shop. I bet they have quite an inventory stateside though, so the dropping would be from in the state. Exactly. The drop, and that's why I want to partner with the Cube, like the Speed Cube Shop and the Cubicle, because they're based in the US, which means that they can get the products to my US based customers faster than if, say, I was bringing it directly from China. And that's also the reason, like, obviously the United States is going to be my focus market at first, because that's the majority of my customer base. But if I decide to put focus into the European market, places like Master Cube Store, based out of Denmark, I could ship European orders out of the Denmark shop if they do drop shipping. And then if I could find another shop that did another shop based in Australia, that would be ideal. But, and this is why we're doing this research, because I want to kind of learn. So we've learned those. Is Speak You Shop in America? Yes, it is. The official Rubik's Cube. Rubik's, the Met Store. What is this? This is interesting. Oh, they have a... Interesting. Metropolitan Museum of Art. That's an interesting one to find. Okay, so... Hold on. Let me say... Australia. Australia-based. Speedcube Australia. So here's one. Speedcube.com.au. $5 standard shipping. Free shipping for orders over $60. That's pretty prominent in the cubing space. I'm going to do $50 to undercut the competition. I've already decided that. They have a lot of how to solve. So these are more focused on speed cubers. They're powered by Shopify, so their website is using the same platform as mine, which I can imagine would help with drop shipping, because I'm sure there's a way to connect shops through Shopify if both of your stores are on Shopify. This would mean either back-end automation so that the customers get their orders from their country, or having some sort of option to choose from different options based on their location. Well, Keith, all of that's already in Shopify. I can make like separate rules about what countries can see what products. Like I could set it up where if you're in a European country, you're only going to see the cubes that are provided by Master Cube Shop or Master Cube Store. I probably wouldn't do that because I would like to give you the option to be able to order your product from another store. Say Master Cube Store doesn't have what you want. But I basically already did that because I had to enable all of the international rules, because Printful is my print on demand supplier, and they'll ship to almost all the European countries, Australia, New Zealand, Japan, Brazil, and there's a couple of other ones. They don't really ship to Africa, and they don't really ship to Asia. But if you're in Europe, Australia, North America, and they don't really ship to South America either. I guess I didn't consider that Shopify was international. Oh yeah. Shopify is by far the largest e-commerce platform on this planet. Like if you're gonna do e-commerce and you want to do it well, chances are you're doing it with Shopify. In one way or another. You may not have your website be Shopify, but you're probably using Shopify on the back end of your shop. Like the amount of control that I have over my website through Shopify is crazy. Like I've been like messing around with that all day, like just playing with the different options. That's another thing I need to look at is like AdSense for my website. Would doing AdSense on my website make sense? I need to write that down. Google AdSense for Kyle Cubes. Obviously, you're not going to do that at first, but that is definitely an option down the road. Cool. AdSense is Google's way of basically putting Google's advertisements on your website. So like you see all the little banners that have the little X, and then it has like the little Google Play symbol in the like top right corner. That's a Google AdSense box. I'm looking at one right now. That's what made me think of it. I learned this a long time ago. I'll send you a picture of this ad that's at the bottom of this website, Keith. So this is at the bottom of this website, but this is a AdSense. This is an AdSense thing from Google. Let me find, where is Discord? Let me find you, Keith. Upload file. Downloads. Hold on, let me find downloads. Let's see, I think it was this guy. Yeah, there. So I'm gonna send this guy to you. This is the ad that I saw that made me think of AdSense. Yes, that's another source of revenue. So just like so YouTube is owned by Google. So more or less, AdSense is pulling into the same advertisement system that YouTube pulls into. Because basically, as an advertiser, you sign up to have an account with Google and you decide where you want your ads to be. Whether that be YouTube, that be AdSense, that be like Google has all sorts of their different platforms. Like you could purchase the ad banners that show up in Google search. That's another option. Like they have multiple different ways for advertisers to get in front of the people they want. One of those is through AdSense. And AdSense is something that other companies or other people can use, employ, and add to their website to generate revenue. Did you just see the picture? You said, I know what you're talking about. I'm assuming you saw my, yeah. All the ones that have the little X and then have the little Google Play up in the like top right hand corner, that's always going to be Google AdSense. That's again, how my brain works. I did the research to figure out that that's what it is. But yeah, if you click on the little Google logo on those ads, it says ads by Google. And you can like, I think they're annoying because you can't ever like actually get rid of them. That's the reason I don't like AdSense, is because when I hit the X, it doesn't actually go away. It just pops up and says, this is an ad by Google. Like, I want the box to disappear. But, you know, I'm not going to, like, if it's another way of revenue, and then I'm not going to, again, I'll look into it. And it's probably something that I won't employ until my website has a much higher traffic volume. And honestly, even once I have more traffic volume, I may not even employ it, just simply because I don't want to have ads on my website. I want to have full control. Yeah, they're tedious. That's the only like I care more about the customer experience than I care about the revenue that I would get off those ads. Because honestly, it's probably not much unless I'm generating like millions of views. At which point, obviously, I would want to consider at that point, because I could potentially make serious money off of AdSense. But it comes at the cost of, you know, do your customers You basically got to look at the trade-off of how many people are you running off of your site by having Google Ads, and is that loss of sales going to be offset by the money that you bring in from the ads that you're displaying on your website? If you're getting really high traffic but low order volume, well, that's the other thing. And that's exactly, if I'm getting really high, but then at that point, like, I'm doing something wrong to not entice the viewer to make a purchase. Because hopefully the whole reason you would go to the website is because you're either curious about my brand or you want to buy something. But if I do well at marketing, I should be able to convert a certain percentage of all traffic to sales. And that's another thing. I'm going to have to go through courses for e-commerce, for marketing, like, because the conversion rates are usually anywhere from like 2 to 5%. Like 2 to 5% is considered good. And then like if you're getting close to like 7, 8, 9% conversions, then you're like really doing well. So again, it'll just be a matter of doing all the math to figure out like what is available, like what are the options per se. My view counts have been down. This is the thing, I've been employing another strategy, trying later posting times, because they work better for my schedule if I post at 4 p.m. in the afternoon versus I used to post at 8 a.m. in the morning. 8 a.m. in the morning, I'm going to make sure that the video is ready to post the night before, because I usually don't get up until 8 a.m. But with having a post time at 4 p.m., if I don't have the video uploaded the night before, as long as I have the clips on my phone, I can make the video and push it to all of the sites before the 4 p.m. post time. Welcome back. What about how-to sections, like how to solve, how to build a frame, how to convert photos to art? So I actually already have those sections on the website, Keith. I have how to solve the Rubik's Cube. I don't have a how to build a frame. We'll probably figure that out, but I could do videos about that at some point. But how to solve, I'm still using JPerm's video. And then how to convert photos to art. Like, I would want to make my own videos of that at some point. But it would make sense to put AdSense on those types of pages. Possibly. Again, we'll see. I sent you the footer earlier today, and you can see where it has learn to solve the Rubik's Cube and learn how to create Rubik art. But like doing a video on like how to build a frame is not a bad idea. Let me write that down. Video ideas. Build frame. Or hold on. Let me rephrase that. How to build a Rubik art frame. How to solve. How to make a photo into Rubik art. Okay. Hello, welcome back. You could do all of your own how-to videos. That would be a great long-form content for YouTube. Yeah, I would just need to take the time to do it. Which, I want to. It would definitely work as a long-form content if I played that card right. And this is the brainstorming side of me. This is the side that's like figuring out all the different ways we could run the business, and then starting to figure out how to employ those. Like the 10x6 board we were talking about earlier, that's so that I can do flags. Flags I have found from researching my other competitors in the Rubik art niche. More often than not, other Rubik Cube artists, their viral videos are flags. And I think it has to do with like people have really high passion for their culture or for the country that they live in. And so if you make flags of the countries that are your prominent viewers on YouTube, then you can generate some stuff. It's like working out for your brain. Well, that's why I brainstorm. I mean, Keith, that's the only way this business is going to be successful. My goal is to have this business be successful so that one day I can be self-employed. I would love to be my own boss. That's like my one like wish in life has always been to be an entrepreneur. And the first step of that is becoming your own boss. That's what's always appealed to me. Well, flags are relatable for everyone, regardless of where they're from. Right, because every country has a flag. Everybody can relate to a flag. Like, the flag is a universal symbol. It like, not everybody's going to know Albus Dumbledore, because there's countries where Harry Potter is not a thing. But every country has a flag. And if you make the right flags, then you're onto something. Which I need to start doing. At some point I'm going to do the research for what flags I'm going to do. I know I'm going to do Japan and Brazil, United States, Canada, probably Australia if I can make it work. Because those are like the main ones. Make all the flags. Do you realize how many flags there are, Keith? I would probably, like, if I did a flag every single day, it probably would take me an entire year to make all of the flags in the world. If we're being real. Make all the flags. All of them. All the flags. Actually, I'm going to Google this. How many flags are there? How many? Well, I'm going to say how many country flags, because there's obviously other flags. I found out the other day that Tesla has a flag. And they fly it over their plant here in Austin. Okay. Well, that was not the question I asked you. That was not... Okay. How many countries have a flag? Not a flag on the moon. Every country in the world. Okay, so how many countries are there? There's 195 countries in the world, according to the United Nations. There's 193. Oh, but this is members of the United Nations. This is not all countries. There's 193 member states. These countries are part of the United Nations, and 2 non-member observer states, which are the Vatican City and the state of Palestine. Okay, hold on. There are 195 recognized countries in the world, according to the... So I guess the United Nations determines whether or not you're a... You used to work with a guy that was working on Tesla plant. When I was under construction, I worked with him at Texas Eastman. Nice. Yeah, Keith, one of my neighbors that lives a couple of houses down, he works at the Tesla plant, and he actually helps assemble the like bodies of. He does a lot of the like welding and like wiring on like the frame before it like gets painted and all that. So 100. Okay, so there's 195 countries. 195. That's a lot. Well, and obviously I couldn't make all of them either because I could really only use the flags that use the colors that are in the Rubik's Cube. But a lot of countries use the colors in the Rubik's Cube. Just saying. Lots of them do. Well, Vatican City is the only country that is inside of another country. They basically have their own built-in defense because they're not going to be evaded. They're not going to be invaded by anybody other than Italy. Because Italy is the country that surrounds Vatican City. That's true. Also, whether the design can be... Yeah, because some of the flags, dude, are freaking complicated. If you go and look at them. How are you doing today, Melissa? The Vatican is a city-state? No. The Vatican is an independent nation, is what they call it. It is a recognized, non-member, independent nation. So it is not a city-state, which I thought was interesting. It's the only city-state that's not actually a city-state. So let's look up the definition of city-state. City-state! A city-state is a self-governing city that has its own government. I guess you're right. And is independent from other countries. Like, yeah, okay. I guess technically. Yeah, Vatican City. Monaco. So Vatican City is the only remaining city-state today. I learned something. I'm learning. You're doing pretty good. I'm glad to hear it, Melissa. I'm tired. I should be in bed. But I am researching for my business. We're coming up with all sorts of ideas of things that I can do for my business. Because I'm trying to get my shop up and running. I think the better term is micronation. Micronation? That's an interesting. Okay, let's check that one out. And this is the other thing with autistic people. We like to go ape shit on like learning random things. A micronation is a small self-proclaimed state so a micronation would be like that one nation out in like Nevada that's like a couple of acres. They have like their own post office. They even have their own passport. Most micronations are not recognized as actual nations. A micronation is a political entity whose representatives claim they belong to an independent nation or sovereign state, but which lacks legal recognition by any sovereign state. So yeah. I know there's a micronation in, I think it's Nevada. Let's see. Because I've read a couple of articles on this. 25, the first conviction. The Republic of yeah, this is it. The Republic of Malaysia or whatever. Hold on, I'm gonna look them up. Because they are the ones that I think are based out of Nevada. The Republic of Malaysia is a micronation or unrecognized country located in northwest Nevada. The things you learn. Yeah, bro, I've spent most of my life studying. Oh, I knew you said you studied a doctorate or whatever. Vatican City is an interesting location and current reality of Estonia. I don't even know what that is. I know we were talking about this because it had to like Stoic That's something you were telling me this the other night. It's Stoic. The Vatican sovereignty is recognized, though. That's how it's technically a city-state. Right. They're the only city-state that is formally recognized by other countries. And that's just because they're run by a religious organization, the Catholic Church. And the Catholic Church has a lot of prominence in the world. Now, you want to get stuff done, do it through the Catholic Church. If you want to do it on a global scale, at least. Oh, they're two separate. Oh, I was getting the STO and Estes. Wow. I quit. Okay, religious context. Hence, Vatican City being the Roman Catholic Church. Makes sense. Makes sense. Huh. Interesting. Okay. Excuse me. Excuse me. More about what you asked me the other night. I have studied dozens of religions, and Christianity is where it's at. Is that your way of saying Christianity is the religion that makes the most sense? Okay, at least well, say for me, I'm a Christian. I mean, I grew up a Christian, but I've done my own like level of research on world religions and some interesting stuff. So it's some theological stuff. Like, no, Christianity is just my flavor of how to operate as a human being in society. I gotcha, bro. I gotcha. Well, there's a lot of religions in the world that are based on works. Christianity is one of the very few religions that is not based on what you can do as a person, because it's already been done for you by somebody else. You studied Christianity from many different perspectives. I gotcha. I mean, my wife grew up Methodist. I grew up Baptist. Now we go to a non-denominational church. I guess as a Protestant Christian, I definitely have a small understanding of a few different denominations within Christianity. But then it's like you've got the non-Protestant way of the Roman Catholic Church. And then there's like a lot of Protestant, well, there's a lot of like non-Protestant breakoffs from the Catholic Church too, because you have like the Lutherans. Actually, the Lutherans would be Protestant, because Martin Luther was the one that started the Protestant, what do they call that? Not revolution. He nailed the thesis to the door of the Catholic Church. Now we're gonna go on this. We're gonna go on this transit now. Let's go see. Yeah, the 20, was it the 29 thesis? Not Martin Luther King. I just want Martin Luther. German priest and theologian. Protestant Reformation. That's what it was. and his theological beliefs form the basis for Lutheranism. Okay, so Lutheran is Protestant. It's crazy how before you could just pay for get it right. For real though. Denominations are really all the same when you strip it down to the fundamental. Oh yeah, I mean it's all about believing in Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior. It's just their theological, like, it's basically all of, like, the denominations are all of their beliefs outside of Jesus is the Son of God and he died for your sins. Because, like, Baptists believe that you have to be baptized by submersion. The Catholic Church really likes their wine and whatever unleavened bread that they use that looks really weird. Um, oh yeah, I know that Protestant Christianity is a very small portion of the studies for sure. The 95 Thesis, that's what it was. Aha! Okay. The 95 Thesis are the list of propositions to an academic in 1517 by Martin Luther. Then a professor of moral theology at the University of Wittenberg, Germany. Okay, so that's the whole Protestant versus non-Protestant. Catholics still believe that things are based on works. Protestants is the branch of Christianity that emphasizes justification of sinners through faith alone. Got it. Ultimate Troll, that's quite a name, my friend. I'm Garlock the Destroyer. Yeah, I totally am. 100%. Details Luther's opposition to what he saw as the Roman Catholic Church's abuse and corruption by Catholic clergy who were selling planetary indulgences. Ah, okay. Indulgent is a way to reduce the amount of punishment one has to undergo for forgiving sins. And basically, they were selling them, and that's what Martin Luther King had a problem with. And goodbye. It's nice knowing you. See you later. Oh, I'm not dumb. I wasn't born yesterday, guys. You know, I actually haven't ever read enough about this. This is kind of fascinating. More historical knowledge lies more in Roman and French history. Okay. Well, I mean, the Roman Empire did own a large portion of the earth in, like, late BC's, early AD era. I mean, Hey Keith, I'm gonna say anything that's mentioning Garlock. Let's time those people out. Dude, astrology is my number one hobby. That's the one that's the study of religion, right? Huh. Well, Keith, you're using all these words that I don't understand. like, I'm, I'm like, I don't have enough understanding here. What are we talking about? We are talking about Martin Luther and his 95 thesis that formed the Protestant Reformation. Like, how we got on this topic. I'm typically a Rubik's Cube artist, but now we are taking a fascination in religion. That's cool. I was just expanding on our conversation from the other night. I got you. Hi, Treaty. How are you? So yeah, we're just kind of messing around at this point. I honestly should go to bed, but I'm kind of enjoying like reading up on Martin Luther. Um, is it Keith? Is it correct that Martin Luther could have been sentenced to death for writing the 95 Thesis? Like, I think I've heard that somewhere. Like, if it hadn't worked out a certain way, he could have. In the Roman Catholic Church was practically the only Christian church in Western Europe at the time. Indulgence were a part of the economy of salvation. In this system, when Christians sin and confess, they are forgiven and no longer stand to receive eternal punishment, hell, but still be liable for temporal punishment by works of mercy. So again, faith by works. Um, it would be incredibly time consuming to explain my belief system and how I got there. Oh, I'm sure, Keith. I have no doubt. So, what I'm going to say is that Protestantism, or more the spread of Protestantism, was favored by the authorities. Enlighten me. The authorities, as in, like, prominent members of the Catholic Church? Or prominent members of the government at the time? Like, so basically you're saying that Martin Luther was favored by the authoritative sources of that day. So he was technically protected. At that time, the state was the church. Well, that's where we get the whole idea of separation of state and church. Because back in that day, state and church were one and the same. It's like it's the whole, like, the United Kingdom. The entire, like, United Kingdom is basically completely developed around the Church of England, right? It's the same idea. The Church of England, more or less, runs the country of the UK. Martin Luther was a yeah. Welcome back, Joe. Because, like, kings and lords didn't prefer being under the church leaders. Interesting. Okay, so the kings are the people that running the government didn't like that the church had authority over them, and so they like, even if the church had condemned Martin Luther, the government probably would have never would have followed through with his execution. Is that the idea of thought on that? And at that time, the Holy Canon was modified and Protestantism took over. Right. Just a bit off topic, but Tater, I don't know, spell that right, was an astounding genius. He's the main reason Rome won the Second Punic War, but was mocked by the Roman government. One of the main reasons. Okay, so we're having a different conversation. See, like, I kind of want to, like, go back and learn about, like, all of these histories of, like, because Protestantism obviously happened after 1492, which is when Columbus sailed the ocean blue, but it was before the first colonies were put in America, which was the early 1600s. Because it looks like the Reformation was the late 1500s, right? So hold on, let me look at the Protestant Reformation was a major theological movement period of series of events in Western Christianity in 16th century Northwestern Europe. Okay, so this was all. Do they actually have dates on this? Do they actually have dates for? And when was the medieval period? Medieval era. See, I'm just wanting to learn things now. Okay, so he is widely regarded as one of the most influential figures in Western and Christian history. Right. Joe, you're talking about Martin Luther, right? Or are you talking about this dictator guy? King Henry VIII, for example, he founded Church of England because Pope wouldn't let him divorce. Right, I remember that. Because you couldn't be a head of state if you were divorced. And so instead of following the Roman Catholic Church, Henry VIII said, I'm going to make my own branch of the Catholic Church called the Church of England so that I can divorce my wife and still remain king. Well, Rome is an interesting topic in itself because Rome was once upon a time the most fantastic society to exist. It was the fall of Rome. Well, the Roman Empire, they owned, like, more land than any other nation in history at their peak, right? Like, they owned, like, all of Asia, the Middle East, and, like, parts of Europe and Africa, right? Well, obviously Europe, because Rome is in Italy, which is the home base of the Roman Empire. You're from Turkey? Nice. You looked it up. It's all good, Joe. I'm looking up half the stuff I'm talking about, too. Rome left the greatest cultural impact of any in Europe, of course, also helped with Greek culture alive, right? Because Greek culture, Greek and Rome were, like, really the two empires at that time, right? He was mocked for not being Roman and charged straight into battle. The The Renaissance ended in the 1500s, and this was the split from Protestantism and the School of Enlightenment. What is your important question, Callum? Not just materialistic speaking, Rome was once run by some of the greatest minds and philosophers that philosophy idolizes today. Yeah, what? Oh, what's his name? It's the historian of that time. Oh crap, I don't even remember. Because I'm thinking back in like Jesus's time, there was a historian that I think we have a lot of our information of the stars. And he did like a lot of star like because somewhere in there that was when the map like that was when the laws of planetary motion were derived, right? Okay. So the medieval era is a period of European history that lasted from the 5th to the 15th century. Okay. So medieval would have ended before the Protestant Reformation. Thank you, Keith. Copernicus, yeah, Copernicus. So Copernicus. Yeah, okay. Is Oh no, so he was 1400. So we didn't know planetary. Okay, he was okay. So this wasn't Jesus's time. This was well after that. Oh, Copernicus was the one that defined that the sun was the center of the universe and not the earth. But at that point, he didn't even know that the sun wasn't the center of the universe. That the sun also revolved around a black hole, the center of the Milky Way. The heliocentric model. Right. No, he was Catholic. He was born in Poland. He was Polish. But that was also the 1400s. I'm talking about somebody else that, hold on. Famous historians from... Josephus. That's who I'm thinking about. He was a Jewish historian who lived from 37 to 100 AD. He's commander of the Jewish forces in Galilee and later became a Roman citizen. So yeah, he was Roman. And I think a lot of our references to Jesus that are outside of the Bible were on account of Josephus. Okay, hold on. The model had the sun at the center of the universe. Yeah, Copernicus is the one that put the sun at the center of the universe instead of the earth. But it was some point after that, right? Heliocentric. And that's just basically the cosmic module that places the sun at the center of the universe. This was before they realized that we weren't the center and that we were just our own separate solar system. Kepler, that's the other one. So Kepler made advances that helped increase the acceptance of the heliocentric model. Okay, so Kepler, I think, was the one that did the math. So Copernicus was the one that proposed the idea that that the sun was the center of the universe, not the Earth. But Kepler was the one that actually figured out the math of planetary motion. And that was in the early 1600s, which was also around the time of the Reformation. We're not gonna forget about elephants. Rome was a republic during its glory days. The Rome we are taught about is once it became a democracy. See, I would love to get a timeline of like all of the like prominent figures throughout history, so that I can have an idea of when certain things became common knowledge. Because there was a time before Copernicus that everyone believed that the Earth was the center of the universe, not the sun. Like, everyone thought that up until Copernicus. Like, I think that's just fascinating. Kepler was a mathematician, and I'm not familiar with his work, though. I'm pretty sure Kepler was the one that figured out the laws of planetary motion. Yeah, he's a key figure of the 17th century scientific revolution, best known for his laws of planetary motion. Okay, so let me read this article. We're just going all over the place right now. I love it. After Caesar, oh, and that's the other thing. Julius Caesar. Well, then I also would love to learn more about King Herod, or is it Herod? Who was the king whenever Jesus was born? Who was in Jerusalem and was going to try to have Jesus killed, but that was the reason that Mary and Joseph fled to Egypt to keep Jesus safe, because I think it was Herod. Herod? I think it was Herod. Pythagoras is the only mathematician I'm familiar with, but I'm not familiar with his works as a mathematician. I'm familiar with the political contributions. Gotcha. Rome's government was basically built for great expansion and the limiting of power for one single man, so they had a place to rule the nation. Herod was a Jewish puppet for the Roman Empire. Right. I mean, everybody knows that. But he still was the one that tried to have Jesus killed as an infant. And that's why Mary and Joseph couldn't go back to Nazareth. Was it Nazarene? Galilee? Wherever they were from. I forgot. Because they had to travel to Bethlehem for the census that was ruled by Julius Caesar of Rome. And yeah, so that makes sense. Herod was a puppet of Rome, because Herod basically was over Israel, right? And Israel was a bigger part of Rome at that point. Huh. Interesting. In astronomy, Kepler's law of planetary motion. They were published in 1609. So that would have been a little bit before the Reformation. Except the third law, and was fully published in 1619. So it was a 10-year period. Describes the orbits of planets around the sun. These laws replace circulatory orbits. Okay, so they replaced the circular orbits first seen by Copernicus with elliptical orbits that explained how planetary velocities vary. The three laws state that 1, the orbit of a planet is an ellipsis with the sun at one of the two foci. Like, I guess that's the focus points. Parabola, hyperbola. Oh, wow. We're getting into math. I love this. I'm not familiar with Rome in a historic sense. All of the interest with Rome has been philosophical. I just know that Rome had a very large prominence in Jesus' time because Julius Caesar was the ruler of the Roman Empire, and he was the one that said that a census should be made of a count of all the populations of the world. And that was why Joseph had to go back to Bethlehem, because they had to go back to the birthplace of their ancestors. And Joseph was an ancestor of King David. Jesus either declared a state of emergency to hold power for longer. Probably, I wouldn't be surprised. And then he got stabbed in the back, so. Huh. A line segment joining a planet and the sun sweeps out equal areas during equal intervals of time. The square of a planet's orbital period is proportional to the cube of the length of the semi-major axis of its orbit. The elliptical orbits of planets were indicated by calculations of the orbit of Mars. From this, Kepler inferred that other bodies in the solar system, including those further away from the Sun, also had elliptical orbits. The second law establishes that when a planet is closer to the Sun, it travels faster. The third law expresses that the further a planet is from the Sun, the longer its orbital period. Interesting. Do, do, do. Well, Keith, I just started like going with it. I was like, I'm kind of enjoying this. Keith, I need to sit down and have some chats with you because now you've got my brain thinking. I'm over here kind of fascinated by this. This is quite fascinating. Angel, you could at least attempt to insult intelligently if you're gonna be a hater. Yeah, true. This is very true. I probably should go to bed. Should probably go to bed. Am I actually gonna go to bed? That's neither here nor there. That is yet to be known, okay? I agree, Keith. I definitely agree. You were being nice? No. You're the guy that says get in my belly. That's kind of... It's not very nice, friend. Oh, man. See, now I like having a moderator, Keith. Because I don't have to do all the hard work. I let you do it. Nottingham. I've heard that one. Let's look this one up. Let's look it up. Let's see. Nottingham is a city in England. You're talking about the city? It's a cathedral city in Unitary Authority area in eastern England. Robin. Got it. I'm on the right place. Hey, Just Jaden. Okay, well, I should probably get off for bed. Hi, Peyton Avery. How are you? Welcome in. Probably need to go to sleep. I'm debating this. When I started this live stream, I wasn't exactly planning on streaming for 3 hours. But that's what I did. What's my BMI? I have no idea, Darwin. I don't care. Hey, Soul Striker, welcome back. More watched on this stream, but it's a small amount tonight. I mean, this live has only got 900 views. So I think the last time I checked, we've only got like 21 watch hours. Which, I mean, is still something. Like, it's not huge amount, but it's better than 0. Which is what I would have had I not gone live. You've been sick, Soul Striker? Well, I hope you're feeling better. I was sick last week. Peyton, I think what Keith is trying to say is you've been in this live before under that name, right? Like, this isn't your first time in my live stream. Excuse me. Excuse me. There. This reminds me. I do need to go grab this real quick. You have no idea. Okay, it's all good. It's all good. Oh, goodness. I'm getting more comments. Uh-oh. Ruh-roh. Oh, I think Joe deleted his comment. I didn't get a chance to copy it earlier. Whoops. I'm gonna have to let Joe know that I didn't get his. Possibly. Yeah, his review is gone, Keith. I think he deleted it. I think when I said that I saw it earlier, I think he thought that I copied it. I hadn't copied it yet. I had just seen that he posted it. So, that's fine. Well, I'm not overly worried about it. I commented on one of his other comments, so I'm sure that... Hold on. Oh, no, it's right here. Never mind. It disappeared because I reacted to it. Okay. Alright, I got it. We're good. I'm good, Soul Striker. How are you? Okay, so let me add this to my thing before I forget. Okay, so we're going to turn off bold. But we're going to leave show. This needs to be bold and italic. Okay, cool. So that's done. I'm sorry, Peyton. I'm sorry that it didn't happen. Okay, so now I can go back here and I can go to reviews. There we go. Keith, I have a spot for your review on my channel once you write it. So that'll, Keith, once I get your review, that'll get me up to 4. And I don't think anyone else, let me go look and see if anyone else has mentioned the post. Let me see. Okay, so this was all this. Aha, here we are. Okay, we got it. We're good. My eye. Well, Peyton, you need to go to bed if you've got school in the morning. How long have I been on YouTube? That's a very complicated Soul Striker. Complicated question. I mean, I've been on YouTube for years. Because I have other YouTube channels that I had prior to this one. And this channel used to be my gaming channel when I was Right Brother and I was doing video game streams. And I only had 286 subscribers through that, at which point I changed my channel to Rubik's Cube Art back in October. And now we're Kyle Cubes, and the rest is history. I was gonna say, Peyton, I'd imagine you should be asleep. You should be asleep. And maybe after work tomorrow evening. Well, I intended to be up early tomorrow and would do it before work, but I don't know now. Keith, like I said, don't stress it, dude. Like when you get to it, you get to it. I've got an entire list of other things I need to do. Your review just happens to be on the list, but we'll get there. I'm not stressing it, so you shouldn't either. I was gonna say Peyton. I don't know. Okay, good night, Peyton. Have a good night. You didn't go? Why'd you not go, just Jaden? I want you to be able to check it off your list. Yeah, I mean, it would be nice, but like I said, I still have like at least 8 other things on my list that I need to do. So it is what it is. Okay, Soul Striker, have a good night. Oh, you slept late? I got you. You took a nap, and then you ended up being awake. I understand now. Okay, cool. Well, guys, I think I'm going to call it a night. Because I need to get some sleep. And if I don't get at least a couple of hours, I'm going to be a zombie tomorrow, and that's not going to be good. So I probably should go to bed. But do I want to go to bed? That's the real question. Yeah, I need to go to bed. Okay, I'll talk to you guys later. I hope you know you're loved. We'll keep working on these ideas for different things that we can do for the shop. And I hope y'all know that y'all are loved. Talk to you guys later. Bye.